We've just found Wicklow Gaol, and it doesn't look as if it's a very nice place, or was a very nice place. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Like all these old jails, they weren't very pleasant places to be. And these gates entering to Wicklow Gaol have been dubbed the gates of hell. And the jail itself, the conditions in here were inhumane by any stretch of the imagination, and it was opened in the early 1700s, 1702 I believe, and closed in 1922. And this was a grim place, absolutely grim. Men, women and children shoved in together. Men, women and children who were guilty of all sorts of crimes, from petty theft to rape and murder, bunged in together, and no sanitation, one 6-inch cup of gruel every 2 days. And this priest would have been held here under the penal laws, where you weren't allowed to say Mass. There was persecution of Catholics and Presbyterians and other ones that didn't adhere to the established church. And this is the actual jail, and these are the actual cells. And this is Eileen Walsh, oldest inhabitant of the jail.
What? Who are you? What are you doing here? You just woke me up.
The doorways are very low.
Come in and sit here with me. I have brought food, candles, straw and books for my father's comfort, but he resides in this decrepit place of incarceration. Are you hungry too? Here, have some of my bread. My father has been falsely accused of knowledge and conspiracy to bring about the 1798 rebellion. The authorities have been hounding my family, the Devlins, because we are related to the rebel leaders, Michael Dwyer and Hugh Festival.
And many of the people in these cells were innocent. And there's Billy Byrne on the statue that we saw. 1798 rebellion men, many of them were held in here.
Come in, come in. Billy Byrne of Ballymanus, son of Garrett Byrne and great-grandson of Hugh Byrne. Are you one of us? Did you join the cause too? I joined the Wicklow Yeomanry Cavalry in 1797, which provided me with good military training, but it 1798, I was asked to take the test oath, in which one is required to swear they are not a member of the Illuminati.
You weren't getting out of this place too quick. Some of the most famous rebel leaders were incarcerated here. Wolfe Tone, James Napper Tandy, Lord Edward Fitzgerald. Erskine Childers, an Englishman who fought for the rights of Irish men.
Good day. How are you? Do you know who I am? I presume you do. If they sent you here, you're obviously fighting for the cause.
Glendalough House.
Can you believe I, Robert Erskine Childers, have been arrested and incarcerated here in this jail without merit? Would you lock up a man who has done more than most to stand up for the people of Ireland and fight against a foreign power? Yes, I was born in England, and I do not hesitate to admit that I
The devil ever said of him, he died the prince he was. Of all the men I ever met, I would say he was the noblest.
If one had been educated solely to uphold and adhere to the British regime. All the things I have done for England seem to be completely ignored, as I am now a full supporter of Home Rule, and strongly believe that Ireland can be a own country and govern
he helped
itself
smuggle
without the iron fist rule of the British government.
1,500 Mauser model 1871 rifles and 49,000 rounds of ammunition.
De Valera, that is.
So he was treated as a rebel and executed. Weapons of the Crown Forces, and it's the brown bess mentioned here. And here's an example. Oh my goodness. This was a treadmill that they had, tread wheel. And this is the outside of the jail. You can imagine the horror of being incarcerated here. And this was just simply for punishment. You just had to... Prisoners tread an average of 48 steps per minute, and the punishment could last up to 5 hours. And it was to do nothing, you know. I mean, it wasn't for any purpose. To be a female convict. My goodness, this is just horrible. Never seen anything like this. And this was the exercise yard, I presume. And the lady that was sending us around, because it's an audio tour, she said that it's the most haunted building in Ireland, Wicklow Gaol. You can just imagine the cries and the screams of the inmates, night and day, day and night. And I don't think there were too many escapes, if there were any. And torture, whipping going on, punishment cell. Here we have information about the travelling hangman. Hampton Stall. So it stood 7 feet tall.
Deserving of death, but still managed to survive 6 hangings. He was then sent to Mace with a hangman.
And the famine only made the situation 100 times worse. Crime rose, so prison population rose. 780 people were held in 77 cells, so you can imagine the overcrowding. And a lot of convicts were deported, many of them going to Australia.
Come on.
On my ship, you are under my care and will be treated in a manner
This is a
I see
transportation ship.
fit. Respectfully, and you will be treated fair.
Yes, sir.
Hunger is an inescapable fact on this bridge, and most will do almost anything to eat.
So this is the only light that you would have had down in the hold. And you're subject, if you're female or male, probably subject to those in charge of you to pay for anything that you got through sexual favours and all sorts of stuff, nasty stuff. And prison reform only came in the mid-1800s onwards. Information about Mary Story Nee Morris, matron of Wicklow Gaol. This is the infirmary, and this regime, the cruel regime, lightened significantly from 1849, but prior to that, it was, for the previous 150 years, it was absolutely dreadful. It was dreadful even after that, but there was some sort of care given. This man, Sir Jeremy Fitzpatrick, brought in these 13 rules
Please bear with me while I finish this report.
in the early days of his prison career, but they weren't implemented for another 50 years.
My name is Jeremiah.
Tried to do good.